Good evening and welcome back to another episode. It's episode 1000 something. I don't know. I don't even know numbers at this point. I am your host, Jason. I'm back. We are back. I'm back with Riaz. How's it going, bud?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Not doing too bad, man. I'm just really trying to survive the heat, I suppose. It's been a few belters. It's been really hot, really windy, so just trying to navigate that. And we are not alone. We've got a new face, a new guest, a friend of the channel, Mr. Junaid Ismail, member of Footy. How's it going, brother?
I'm good, man. Can't complain. A little bit nervous about tonight, to be completely honest with you, but other than that, I'm doing very well, man. Can't complain.
Lovely. Look, the first test before we head off to Anfield or Merseyside rather is being on this live. So as is custom with every new guest or every new entrant onto the channel, we do a little bit of icebreaker. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, obviously I've played a bit of footy with you, so I know a bit of intimate knowledge about what your preference in football is and all that. Yeah, we've got an 89th minute free kick, right?
Yeah.
And you have an option. You either let David Beckham, Andrea Pirlo, or Stevie G kick it to win you. Let's go with the Champions League. Who are you picking and why?
So I didn't hear your third option for some reason. The internet cut
Okay.
out.
Conveniently,
Pirlo.
Stevie G. Pirlo, Beckham, and Stevie G.
I'm going Stevie, bro. I mean, if I had to
Stevie.
choose someone myself, I'm probably taking Juninho, Pernambucano, who played for Lyon. But otherwise, if between those three, I'm gonna go Stevie G, bro. Who else would you want to sort it out? To sort out that problem that you have at that time of the game.
No, that's 100%. 100%. I mean, both have, or not both, all three have massive pedigree in the free kick format. So, yeah, I thought Juninho might be a bit too easy because I obviously know that you have a preference for him. So I thought let me mix it up. But, yeah, I shouldn't ask a Liverpool fan if they want a Liverpool legend to kick a free kick in the 89th minute. That's on me. I'm ready to easy, 100%. But, yeah, we are back. It is... Again, I don't know the episode number. I think it could be 104, maybe it's 103, but we are back. It is a lot of things that we are going to cover tonight. So we've obviously had the recent round of the FA Cup. We've concluded the January transfer window recently as well. So there's that to discuss. We've got a massive game happening this evening. We've got Everton against Liverpool. As an Arsenal fan, I do consider myself somewhat of a toffee. And then we're going to jump into the Man United Spurs game over the weekend. But yeah, before we go forward, we have to go back. So, Riaz, look, you're the Spurs fan here, my friend. Talk to us about FA Cup. Talk to us specifically about Aston Villa versus Spurs.
Do I have to?
Cut off again.
No. Riaz.
Unfortunately for me.
Oh, the Spurs, man.
The Spurs.
Unfortunately, that is me.
What a time. I'm interested to hear this, bro. It
was rough to watch,
no
to be
comment.
honest with you. I mean, it's difficult, right? I felt like we got completely outplayed. Obviously, there was a howler for the first goal, which was, I guess, expected now because Kinski had one good game. That was the first game against Liverpool. And, other than that, he's been a bit shocking in the games following that. So he made a couple of good saves after the howler for the first goal. But at the end of the day, we were nowhere on the defense. And that was the main problem. Like, we left gaps all over the place. Pedro Porro is caught up the field. Half the team wants to press, half the team doesn't want to press. It's just a bit of a mess at the moment. So, but yeah, Aston Villa played really well. Rashford and Asensio. I can't believe they got Asensio in a transfer window, by the way. That is ridiculous. They look like they're going to be really good acquisitions for Villa. And yeah, at the end of the only good thing that came from it was Tal scored his first goal for the club, and he looks like he's going to be good. Other than that, it was pretty disappointing.
Okay. It looks like Junaid can't hear anything. Got a bit of sound.
For some reason, I can hear you, but Riaz is just frozen there. Like, I heard a bit, and then it went away afterwards.
Ooh, okay. Riaz? Yeah, it might be the mic there. Just while Riaz sorts it out. Okay, so Junaid, if you can hear me, Were you able to catch the Spurs Villa game? What are your thoughts? I mean, like Riaz said, maybe you hadn't caught it. Villa had quite a few acquisitions, and I think very good acquisitions in Rashford, Asensio. After losing Watkins, I don't think they'll miss him really with those acquisitions. What did you make of them? And is there looking like there could be a prolonged run in the FA Cup with the teams that have exited and with the team that they have currently?
I think so. I mean, I'm sure you're aware. I'm an Unai Emery advocate, but I love him as a manager. Like I've told people before, that I don't think he gets enough credit for what a good coach he is. I mean, at Arsenal, personally, I don't think he got enough time, so he didn't really get a chance to put his stamp on the team. And you've seen now, since he's moved on, he's been really successful at wherever he's been. And it seems like he's got a good hold on this Aston Villa team at the moment. So, I mean, he got into the Champions League, and that speaks for itself. And with these acquisitions, it seems like Una's the type of manager who's able to get the best out of players. So, if he get Mr. Rashford firing and get Marcus Asensio on board, then I don't see why they can't ruffle a few feathers up top again. With Spurs again, I think they're struggling with a lot of the injuries. Obviously, that is like we can't brush over the fact that they are struggling without certain players. But I actually wanted to ask Riaz, how do you feel about Ange Postecoglou kind of still playing that expensive game, even though he's kind of got square Legos in circle holes at the moment? Do you think he should change his style, or do you think you kind of just have to ride it out until your players are back?
Yeah, I feel like it's difficult because, like you say, it's a lot of injuries, and I think that that no one's going to come in and do a better job. That's the main issue. No one's going to come in and kind of have.
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah,
sorry,
I heard you as well.
Yeah. I think it's just your side, Junaid, because Riyad heard you and he's hearing me. So maybe do you want to log off quickly?
I can see your thing is moving, but this man is frozen. Like even his picture isn't moving at all, bruh. So I don't know exactly.
The producers are gonna fire me, man.
I mean, he has messaged a bit earlier saying my stuff is freezing. You're not sure what's the buzz. That might be okay.
Okay, it seems, I'm not sure. Okay, look, this is all part and parcel of it, isn't it? Yeah. So let me do one thing that I don't enjoy, and I'm going to talk about Spurs. Look,
okay,
I think
blink twice if you can. Yes.
That's twice. Okay.
He's good. He's there. But now I can't hear him again. So I'm not sure
it's fine. I don't think I don't think he's spoken at all. Okay, Riaz, just say something quickly, man. What's happening?
I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to speak about Spurs. I do appreciate it.
No, of course, bro. Of course, I'm a football player first, bro. I watch football first, you know.
Nah, I think he was asking no, look, I think Spurs they stuck in a position
again frozen. Nah. I don't know what's happening.
I think I must leave Junaid off this call because Junaid's causing problems here. No. Okay, let's just push on. I think Spurs are in a position where they need to realize that you have to change some of what's happening. Like you can't play the same expansive football when you know that you're bleeding goals, where you're losing defenders, you are absolutely being run through. And I think it's a bit naive. And whilst I admire the fact that he's trying to stay true to the system, the Premier League isn't a league where you can stay true to the system for a very long time. So
especially useful, bro.
Yeah, 100%. And that's especially with teams as well that are doing well in and around you. So teams like Bournemouth, teams like, Newcastle have now been a strong contender for the last few seasons to being in that top 6, basically. You can't afford a season or a stretch of 8 games where you start well and you finish poorly. Like, it's not going to happen. Like, those games you have to win. So I think it's a bit naive from his side to just keep it playing the same way. You have to tweak it. You have to change it to suit what's happening. And if you've got 6 strikers out, you can't play a June. You're then going to have to change it up. Then you're going to play more midfielders in the positions that you need to cover and stuff like that. So it's, yeah, I think maybe there's not enough players to fill those vacant
That's
spots.
the problem,
but
yeah.
I was
that
going to
could
say, another thing is that it's really difficult. Oh, I don't think people realize the jump between the Scottish Premiership and the Premier League, because Ange Postecoglou was at the Celtic team, where, let's be honest, in the Scottish Premiership, there's only Celtic and Rangers that are challenging each other almost every season. So to make a jump from a league that you're running away from, playing a certain type of style, you aren't 100% certain that it's going to work, and 9 times out of 10 it doesn't work. Like, off the top of my head, I can't think of many coaches who've made the jump from the Scottish Premier League to the Premier League and been successful. So, but could have worked at Celtic. At this point, he could probably go back to Celtic and play this game and win games. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
Honestly, I if we had like Siad is saying, like we bring it upon ourselves, and I fully agree with you as well, Jay. Like, you need to adjust something, especially when you're not getting kind of the results from it, right? But like when the players come back, if the players come back, and he's still there, he's the one I'd want to manage the team at the end of the day. Because
I mean, I feel like you'd like to, as a Spurs supporter, you'd like to see what he can do, like, with his full strength team as well.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
And see everything kind of being put together, because it's either you can see the coach trying to do something, but you don't have the players, or you have the players available, but the coach is still trying to import his style onto the team. It takes time. I mean, it's something that it doesn't just fall into place overnight. So I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, because I mean, last year we ended 5th, 6th, somewhere around there in his first season, when he had a lot of his players. Only Mickey was out, and Mickey, while being like the best center, or one of the best centre backs we have, or one of the most crucial parts of the way we play, we were still able to kind of finish 5th or 6th, even though that one player was out. But now we have 11 players out, and he can't play that way anymore, and that's kind of the problem. So when they all come back, he's still the person that I want in charge. It's just that now he needs to kind of find a way to get results somehow, which he's not doing.
And that's the most difficult part, because there's another 11 players on the other side of the field.
No, 100%. And it's interesting just to see what will happen in the next few weeks. I think I'm not sure of any of the timelines of when players come back and what period they come back. So there's still Europe, so there's still that. Unfortunately, there's no other club cup football or anything like that. So you just have to roll with it. I feel for you. I think there's something in the water in North London, but thankfully we aren't going to touch on the injuries. Okay, if you do like this video, subscribe. We'll have a full segment on the North London injury crisis and what's coming to the pipes there, because my goodness, they are running my players' hamstrings into the ground. But it's okay. FA Cup, obviously, a lot of upsets. We almost had one on Friday night. I think Leicester leading for a bit. It took a very dubious offside goal to win it for Man United. And then, we had Brighton beat Chelsea. We had, I think it was Millwall that beat Leeds, which shouldn't have been. I think Leeds are top of the championship. But definitely the shock of the weekend, and I'm going to have to jump to Junaid for this one as the only Liverpool fan here, was Plymouth against Liverpool. Honest thoughts. What was it? The underestimation? Was it? Yeah.
It was an hour and a half of my life that I could have spent doing something differently, bro. Like, it was just, it's like,
that's how I feel every week.
Obviously we played a weekend team, or I'd quote unquote weekend team, because we had a couple of seasoned pros in the starting 11. You know what I mean? Joe Gomez went off injured after being out, so that was also not the best. The best of circumstances, because we had to throw to the back line again, and it kind of like disrupts the rhythm and everything. But you still expect to beat a Plymouth, you know what I mean? It just seemed like they wanted it more. It just literally came down to that. Our players were like pulling their foot out of tackles and things like that. where they should have been getting stuck in. Because I mean, you're playing against Plymouth, the bottom of the championship. Like you shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a contest. You know what I mean? But then again, it is the magic of the FA Cup at the end of the day, maybe.
100%.
So,
Magic of the FA Cup, killing quad dreams
I
as it
mean,
happened.
bro, guys, it's February, bro. We in mid-February. No one was throwing out quadruple talks, please, man.
Yeah,
Come
so
on,
it's
they can't now
weird.
anymore.
It's not everybody, but there are factions who had believed that that was something happening. So maybe it's not
I mean,
representative
it's
of you.
completely
And
understandable. Like at the moment, I can still say we seem like we are in a very good place. Like I'm lucky enough that I feel like we'll be able to shake it off. You know what I mean? Whereas if years gone by, it's like this will just like absolutely derail things. You know what I mean? Um, even though we'll touch on it later with the Everton game. I was disappointed in a couple of players because I felt that they could have put their hands up and put themselves into contention. Kia, he's a stinker, an absolute stinker. Diogo Jota was kind of, you can see he's missing game time and things like that. So, um, from that point of view, you can kind of understand why they weren't performing well. But at the same time, there were other younger players who were given the opportunity to kind of show what they could do and fight for the minutes that are on offer. And unfortunately for them, they didn't do that. So if you and you know, Jo, at any level, if you're not going to put in the effort and outwork opponents, then things aren't going to fall your way. So unfortunately, they better than us. Like I can put my hand up and say that we had a couple of chances, but it just wasn't meant to be.
Yeah. Riaz, looking at this now, right? We say, and I think there've been a bit of talks online, just basically why. So the quad dream is over, right? FA Cup run is, but it does work in Liverpool's favor because it frees up quite a bit of the schedule. So there's no, so yeah, so it's less fixtures. Riaz, specifically for you, do you think that it helps them and just like Junaid says, they're able to then bounce back because it's less games to then focus on, you know? They've finished top of the Champions League. They're still running very high. They've got the game in hand this evening. Win that, even if they lose that, I think it's still 6 points, right? So are we still believing that Liverpool's going to go all the way in at least one of the competitions that they're still in?
Oh, 100%. I think the Premier League specifically, I think they'll win. I think the treble is still realistically on. I think they will beat Newcastle as well in the Carling Cup. And like you alluded to as well, this loss is kind of like Siad said, it's kind of a blessing in disguise because they have less games now. We saw, I don't know how many years ago now, maybe 2 years ago, maybe it was last year when they were in for all 4 competitions and they ran out of energy, they ran out of steam towards the end of the Prem and they didn't win it.
Because they're playing every week.
Yeah,
every week.
Exactly.
99% of every game that's available to you is going to kill you.
That's
100%.
crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, I saw a tweet that Klopp spoke about where he said, I don't know if you noticed, after those like back-to-back seasons where we're kind of up there and competing for everything, like playing Monday, I mean Tuesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday, and so on. A couple of seasons after that, our players kept picking up little muscle injuries here and there because they're just running out of steam. Bro. That's why I was thinking with regards to Tottenham also. Sometimes, like just the fact that these players have been playing for so long, Monday, Thursday, Sunday, and so on, like it takes an effect on the players. It's unfortunate, but like it just happens like that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. So, like, it's difficult because just last thing about Spurs as well is that, like, so you guys played that under-strength team, right? And you guys lost to Plymouth. We basically play that team every game because we have no choice.
Because there's no other choice.
Yeah,
So
and
those players are currently available. You're running them into the ground because they have to be available every single time.
And then when others come back, these guys might pick up something. So you never know. But like, I think really it is a blessing in disguise because less games is going to be better for them. Like we said a couple of seasons ago, they didn't have as much of a lead, I don't think, as they did now. Or they weren't showing as much of like kind of superiority as they are now in the league. But I think that this will definitely help them towards the end of the league, keep their results strong, especially towards the end of the league. which they're gonna need.
No, 100%. Yeah, look, there's that comment. Teams have to manage load better. I think it's a hard one because there's so many games. There's certain things that are being scheduled that are just so out of the control. You know, FIFA's controlling something. Then there's UEFA, the new formats. They've put an extra 4 games per stage, basically. So yeah, they are maximizing every ounce that the player has, and it's unfortunate because they're not going to play the games.
Yeah.
It's either they're going to play it and they're going to pick up injuries, or they're going to play and they're going to go all the way, and they're just going to give 50% effort, which we saw against Plymouth. Maybe it's a strategic exit. I've had to take a strategic nap. Maybe you just don't start.
He scored a goal. Klopp looked like he was gonna fight him, bruh. He scored an equalizer. Wolves, and Klopp was livid because like he was.
Like, maybe take the L. Maybe take the loss, and then let's have an extra holiday with our family. You know.
But I was gonna say, it's for the clubs, or something that dawned upon me on Sunday was the gap between our starting 11 and like our part players, if that makes sense. This a vast difference in quality. And
100%.
I mean, if a club like Liverpool are having that problem, imagine for quote unquote smaller teams. Like the problem is they can't afford to make changes because the gap is even bigger between the starting 11 and what else they have at the club. You know what I mean? So it's easy to say we have to manage the load better, but then you manage the loads and then you lose games, and then there's a problem. It's like a two-edged sword, man. It's damned if you do. Like imagine if Slot had to play his strongest 11 on Sunday, and someone got injured, and we still lost the game. Now you have the players got 90 minutes in the tank. Someone the hammy, they're out for 2 months. Then they say, "Why did you play this one? Why did you play that one?" So it's like it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's really difficult for these clubs to manage, to load manage.
Yeah. No, I think football's moved past the purest form of it, and now it's become very commercial, very business run. So it's literally, okay, what are we going to do to maximize the product that we have?
I mean, it's the same. More games, more people are tuning in, more TV to be on offer. It's just ching at the end of the day.
That's what it is. Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, so that basically, look, there's a few teams that have now exited FA Cup, so there are a few decent games coming about. A team that I thought could possibly have gone through was Everton, and we're going to use this as a segue to go to the Liverpool Everton game. Sorry, but yeah, Everton lost against Bournemouth. Okay, most informed team at the moment. But prior to that, they were picking up very good form in the league itself. So going into this evening's game in what is the last game at Everton's home ground, was before the revamps and all those things, or it's the brand new opening. How are you feeling going to the game, Jeanette? What are the emotions? Do you think you're going to be able to get?
I mean, I know it's going to be an emotionally charged game, and Everton and 1,000. I'm almost sure they lost that FA Cup game on purpose so that they could be focused on this game this weekend. Tonight. Sorry. So it's emotionally charged. Goodison Park's going to be up for it. I'm sure Liverpool's fans are also going to bring their part. So, but I mean, if we play as well as we can play and we don't allow them to kind of get into us, really, then I don't see why we can't walk away with the 3 points. But if we make it a fight and we allow them to kick us around, then it might become a bit interesting. But knowing Slot is going to try his best to just like keep the ball away from them. Don't let them get close. Move the ball as quickly as possible. Don't allow the 50-50s and things like that, because if Everton get the head of steam and the crowd gets behind them, it's an absolute it's a nightmare to play there. You know what I mean? They beat us last season. I think they beat us last season. Either last season or this season.
Yeah. No, but I mean, look, it's these sort of games that you actually don't need any motivation for, right? There's no need to give them, okay, guys, this is the big team. You just say there's a local derby. We have a chance to dent Liverpool's season ambitions, basically. And they're playing. I mean, I'm saying as a newly appointed Toffee myself. They're playing exceptional football right now under Moyes, right? Yeah, I'm actually gonna rip this off, and you're gonna see it's a old school Leighton Baines. Yeah. So there's a lot that could happen this evening, Riaz. And just going, do you think there's a glimmer of hope? Do you think if Everton score first, that they can hold on, or is it more like try and keep Liverpool out for as long as you can, smash and grab? Bob's your uncle.
Honestly, for me, it's simple. They're not going to win. For me, Liverpool have too much class at the end of the day. That's they have a better chance because now, well, actually, I'm not sure about that. I think Dyche might have done a better job at keeping Liverpool out than Moyes would. But, you know, Moyes still has that bounce. Like to see it in chat now, someone said that Moyes still has a bounce. So he might have something that will come through with that added thing that Sinead was talking about, that crowd, that kind of vibe, that the derby feel that's going to come. They might have an edge, but yeah, like Sinead says, I fully agree with him. If it's a dogfight, Everton have a chance. But if Liverpool keep the ball, if they play the way that they've been playing throughout the season, structured, calm, keeping the ball away from them, I think it's going to be easy enough for them. It is going to be difficult because of that last derby at in Everton at what's it called, Goodison Park. Yeah, that might kind of push them over the top. But yeah, I can't see them getting any sort of result because Liverpool is amazing this season.
I think if they get the draw, they're happy.
True. I think both of you are happy, to be honest.
They'll be more than happy to have dented a small dent in the title shot.
I think Liverpool will be happy as well, though.
To be fair, derby game, it's the start of a very busy period for us. So in a derby game away from home, if you can take a point, you take a point and you run. You'd still end up being 7 points clear. So it's one of those. I think it's more do not lose than it is a must win for us at the moment, in all honesty.
True.
Which is it's very similar to those sort of times where people say that you have to beat your nearest rivals, right? There's this talk that anytime first plays second, first has to always win, second always. It's not really that. So in derbies as well, you obviously don't want to lose. So yeah, if you can leave with a draw, like you're saying, 7 points is still a healthy lead. It's still a decent lead, and whilst it's busy, I have to agree with Riaz as well. I think there's enough quality in the team to almost maintain that 7 points. Whether it's going to be easy, I think, to your credit, you've had a very stress-free season, and maybe I'm speaking just as an Arsenal fan looking in and not looking at the emotions of a Liverpool fan. You know, there's certain games that you're not closing it off the way Klopp maybe did, but I think we've seen a lot more maturity from Liverpool, in the sense that they're able to close games out, they're able to grind things, and yeah, you've been very lucky with injuries. You've been very lucky with previous seasons. You maybe had a few, I think, back to last year.
I'd like to believe we've just managed the load better, maybe.
No, fair, but also
the loads, bro.
Yeah, I think
you need to stay away from Pickford tonight, then, because Pickford has a reputation.
Maybe put Van Dijk's knee in like bubble wrap, maybe put that in the shin guard or something. Put it in the sock. But there's a fair degree of luck when you're playing in the Premier League, and I think the luck that you need is to try and avoid getting any dubious VAR decisions. And I think Liverpool's been okay. I think last season in the title running, I think back to the Doku incident where it could have been a penalty. That's like something that goes against you. You think about in the other seasons where you were challenging Rodri's handball at Everton as well. That's also something that goes in City's favor. So there's that element of luck, and I think you've been good. I'm just thinking now.
In most cases, we haven't really allowed it to get to that. You know what I mean? Like we've kind of been winning games relatively comfortably. That there isn't like the odd goal in it. You know what I mean? Whereas if it's winning by one and the other team doesn't get a due penalty, then it's luck, whatever. But if you kind of putting games away, then there's not really a contest. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's fair. It's almost I think you've been very good defensively, and then also the teams that have had a go at you, you know, maybe I look at Bournemouth's game where it was a 2-0 victory. Maybe it wasn't as comfortable because I think Bournemouth hit outright like twice. I think back to, you know, the Arsenal game as well at the Emirates. I felt Arsenal should have done a bit better, but that's again maturity to stay in the game, draw the game, leave your rivals with a point. So yeah,
You guys,
let's
you guys should have romped us in that game, by the way.
100%. And if we signed a striker, maybe we would, but we haven't, and now
That's
we've lost all of our strikers.
If I can go on that little tangent of Mr. Tete, my bro, and he's to like kill teams off, my bro. Like you had us against the ropes, like go and attack us, my bro. Go score another goal, the game to beat, but you didn't. Like I don't know if it's his pragmatic style, because he's done it. It's happened a couple of times over the course of the season. Against Leicester, it happened also, where you were leading 2-0, and instead of going and like killing the game off, getting a third, you sat back, invited the pressure. I mean, you ended up still winning the game, but there's this thing where like you can push on to get another goal, and it's like, you know what? I want to sit back. I want to relax. I want to keep this. I think the first time that's gonna happen was when you guys beat City now a couple of weeks ago. It was like we just went all guns blazing, even though it was a City team that could be gotten at. You know what I mean? But I get what you're saying.
Actually, Jay actually said this last week, and you weren't on. But I want to tell you about, because the last time when you guys went to City, and you told me we have to set that defensively.
He's frozen again.
Because
this guy's going at it here.
You had to set that defensively because City are the best team and all of this nonsense. But I told you, you just need to go out and be brave and attack. And look what happened when you did. You went out to attack and you beat them 5-1. Just do it. Just go out there and be brave and kill teams off, like you
guys did it without the striker, maybe.
Fair, but we also did it with 11 men. We also did it where, as soon as we took the lead, we had somebody sent off. So it's I think everything is obviously contextually based, right? You can't say with 10 men you can just go out against City, because that time City could have probably wrong if we had gone.
You had Liverpool players. You had some Liverpool players. You had 11 players against us, bro. Come on now.
Fair is fair. But you guys,
you've had 11 players and
you were informed there as well. There's a whole lot of things that were influenced. It's not always
It's a mental thing.
Fair. Okay, if it is a mental thing, I don't think it's on Arteta. I think Arteta coaches more than a winning side every game. If the bums don't finish, then it's artist, my bro. Like you can't miss 6 1-on-1. You can't miss chances inside the box. That's like,
then you kind of doing it to yourself, man.
Then it's like, okay, look here, there's only so much that the sideline can do if the guys on the field are not doing it. So no, but I can hear everything that you're saying, and I think there has been a bit of a mental block, and we need somebody who's going to grab the game by the scruff of the neck and just go for it. But let's not get sidetracked, because again, subscribe and we'll talk about Arsenal's problems. I'm here all day. I can do it all day. But for now, let's just jump in, because we've still got to preview the massive game over the weekend. But for now, Jude, let's just give me a key battle that could happen this evening. And then while we get Riaz's key battle, just think about a prediction, because I'm going to come back to you for prediction.
I think if Trent's not starting, the NDI and Bradley battle there on Everton's left and our right will be a good one to see, because NDI is like a tricky. He's got a bit about him, you know what I mean. And Bradley, even though I rate him higher than Trent in terms of his defensive ability, it's a Merseyside Derby. I don't know if Conor Bradley played in one before. It's a tough atmosphere. People are going to be shouting all kinds of things from the sidelines. Players are going to be making meals out of tackles and stuff. So he kind of has to keep his head in that situation. So I think that if I can get the better of him, then Everton will obviously have chances to cause problems. You know what I mean? So that's And I hope Darwin starts so that he can get amongst things also for the neutrals.
If there's ever a player that loves to get in and amongst, it is Darwin. So that's 100% correct. He's
either he's scoring a hat-trick or he's getting sent off today, bro. One of the two. I can't deny.
Goal and assist. It's either this spectrum, that spectrum, but there's no in between. Okay, so we're gonna hold on to you quickly. We're gonna go to prediction soon. Riaz, just a key battle? Are we looking at Decore as somebody that's going to cause Liverpool's midfield an issue?
Yeah, I was actually going to go with exactly there. I was going to go Decore, Gravenberg. I think that's going to be great to watch. If Gravenberg has, I guess, the games that he's been having throughout the season, Liverpool will be fine. If that midfield kind of keeps the ball as well as they have been doing, I think they'll be fine. But I think that's a really, really good, because since I guess that's one, not the only place, but that's one of the places that Moyes has kind of improved, is the control there in the midfield between kind of Decore and whoever plays alongside him. But yeah, I think for me, that's the midfield battle is going to be very, very exciting to watch tonight.
Okay. I saw something pop up there saying Pickford is obviously key. I think Pickford is, I mean, jokes aside, Pickford is what's going to stand in between maybe Darwin Núñez's hat-trick and maybe the red card as well. I think if there's ever a scuffle, it's going to be between Darwin and Pickford. It's going to be the wild swinger and then the little T-Rex arms just going at it. And I think that'll be exciting. Yeah, I think...
Spoken, bro.
No, 100%. Okay, so let's go to predictions. Seeing as I didn't give a key battle, I'm going to start. I think I'm going to go a 1-1. I think the atmosphere is going to be hot, and I think Everton are going to feed into it. I think Liverpool will have enough, but I think it's going to be like it's going to be a silly goal that they'll concede. And yeah, I think that result will heal Kai Havertz's hamstring, and we might still make a late charge. Anyway, Riaz, give me a prediction there quickly.
If Trent doesn't start, I think Liverpool will win. If Trent starts, I think they'll draw. So
this is the number one Trent hater in Cape Town.
I need to have justice for Conor Bradley, man. That's the thing. I mean, look how amazing Conor Bradley was in that game against Spurs. Like, he's everything. I just like him a lot. But yeah, so
Spurs were also Carl at the time, bro. So.
that's true.
You don't even look good when you have to play against a bra that's playing on one leg. That's my easy stuff, isn't it? They're like holding on to his hamstring in his hand here.
Oh golly. But yeah, I think Liverpool win 2-1. Otherwise a 2-2 draw. I'll go 2-2.
Okay. George, the neck is cracking there for prediction.
Say 2-1 Liverpool. But now I will say 2-0 Liverpool.
2-0. Confident. Okay.
Because I mean,
it's not out of the realm that you keep a clean sheet. So that's not a bad thing. Okay, so I mean 2-0.
Goal early, then automatically Everton need to come and attack us, you know what I mean? Because Everton don't allow them to sit back and choose 1-0. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So danger on the counter, there's a lot of things that could possibly happen, but I'm feeling quietly confident that we'll get it. No.
Yeah, that's all good. Okay, so that wraps up this evening's game and the end to what we think is probably one of the longest game weeks we've had. Right? We paused. We had FA Cup in between the game week, and now we're having a second game. Yeah. So let's jump a little bit ahead. Not too far. There's obviously a few big games. We've got City against Newcastle. We've got a massive clash at King Power, Leicester against Arsenal. But we're going to focus on Man United Spurs. I think teams that are showing, I think very up and down form. Riaz.
Only down form.
Spurs, but Man United, they've let go of their best player, Anthony. I see he's got two Man of the Match awards in his first two games. What are your thoughts on this weekend's game? What are your thoughts on the current United team? And are you also feeling quietly confident that maybe you have something for them?
No. To answer the last question first.
You didn't even try there. Okay, tell them what.
Freedom, though. That's the important part. Freedom. That's what we like to see, right? But yeah, I really like the new manager, Amorim now. I love the way that he plays. I love the mindset that he brings. I love the way that he addresses the media. I love all of that. So I think that eventually he will come good, because that's just like his mentality, and he just needs that kind of extra time with the players. So I think next season they'll actually charge for that top four. And they have a structure in place at the very least, whereas we look like we headless chickens. So for that simple reason, I don't think that we'll overcome them this weekend. Even though it's like Ziad saying a relegation battle kind of a thing this weekend. It's basically like it's basically like dumb and dumber playing in football.
Yeah. 13v14, and at the time it could even be further down. I mean, if West Ham play before you guys and they win and things like that, if Everton win tonight, they then jump to 29, they overtake Man United. So that's
but you don't want to think
hours,
like
but not for me. Juge, talk to me about this Man United team. I mean, they're obviously they're in a transition phase, and I don't think they've ever recovered since Fergie. I don't think they've ever fully let go of the shackles that he had left on there. I mean, rightfully so, I suppose. What are we thinking about Amorim? And yeah, do you echo what guys are saying that they could next season, given the time, given a new squad, newish squad, that they will push on?
Ruben, you've seen in flashes what you can bring to the team. I mean, they played really well against us. But then again, it could have been one of those like with the Everton situation where like they're just going to be up for the game. You know what I mean?
You don't need any extra motivation for it. Yeah,
it's easy to get up for a game against Liverpool or Man City, but it's difficult to like hype yourself up to play. Who now? Someone that's at the bottom. You know what I mean? It's a bit more difficult to get into it and whatever. But there's obviously been signs. There's been signs from his team, and it will be interesting to see once he's put his own touch on things, gotten rid of some people, gotten in some people, players that work well with him, and so on. So it will. I mean, I'm obviously personally loving the fact that they're struggling, but otherwise, just for like the sake of the bands and stuff, you'd like to see them getting up to speed again. You know what I mean? And because it's kind of been a bit one-sided from our end, where we just knocking into shreds most of the time. So. Yeah, interesting to see what Mr. Amorim is going to do. Because, I mean, they always have money to buy players by the looks of things. So, we'll see. We'll wait and see how things go once. This kind of the same with Spurs, where things kind of like put together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it ever gets to that point.
No, 100%. Okay, AF saying, is that how you guys almost lost at Anfield? Yeah,
no,
look, again.
This is not me trying to go at United because they played well against us. Like I can say, they played well
100%.
against us. So,
but it's also like you say,
you can't play that well against Liverpool and then lose 2-0 at home to Crystal Palace. You know what I mean? Like there's a discrepancy between the performances that for a team of Manchester United standards, like that should just never be on. You know what I mean? So like I'd give Ruben his time, and when he gets his stamp onto the team, then we can have a more educated opinion. But for now, he's just using Erik ten Hag's players, trying to teach them what he's been doing at Sporting for so long.
Yeah. And that's, interesting comment, Austin. So he's saying Amorim scraped wins, just put a plaster on the issues, needs to bring in his own players in the next transfer, can't implement the system with players that don't fit. 100%. So you're trying, like you said earlier, you're trying to put square pegs into round holes. It's not going to work. And
it can only work for so.
It's literally you have to allow yourself to have those up and down games. And again, I think when big teams play against United, why they're able to do so well, because the onus falls on the team that they're playing against to go at them. Because if they don't, it's like, why are you not beating United, right? But that works into Man United's favor. I think any team in the Premier League can play a counter-attacking style. I think it might be one of the easiest. You suck, you hold on to it, and then you just launch it immediately. So it works. But then when a team like Crystal Palace comes and they're not gonna go at United. Now United, the onus is on them to actually go at them. And that's when it becomes a problem. So currently they don't have the players to support that. Okay, if we are going to go, are we going to have somebody to actually cover? Because, Man United's been suffering with injuries as well. And I think everybody has. But there's just that system that they want to play. They don't have the players to fulfill that. And it's going to be up and down.
Players, and they kind of just have to ride it out until the end of the season. In a way, this is kind of like all the players' probationary period until the end of the season. Like, if you're not performing, the coach is going to get rid of you. That's going to happen because that's usually what.
Yeah, it's exactly that. But what's more concerning is that we've done this now for the last few seasons. Every time a new manager comes in, this is the probationary period. They show a little bit of quality. They maybe win, and then also like Austin said, it's just plasters over it, and then the cracks are deeper than once the plaster, the wound is still there. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a very interesting game come Sunday. I think
it might be a high-scoring one, bro. Actually,
it could be. It could be. And if Onana is playing, maybe Bahinde, there's a possibility of a goal coming in from a corner. Who knows? Put both of them in.
that's happened
That
against
doubles
Spurs
the odds.
before, bro.
That doubles the odds. So yeah, let's just jump into predictions before we wrap up here. I'm gonna leave Riaz's prediction. Judge, it's Jinky the Clown versus Binky the Clown. What's the
Wait, is the game at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium?
Yes, I think so, because the last game was, if I'm not mistaken, I think the last game was at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it is at the Spurs,
Tottenham was 3-1 win.
Wow.
I'm going 3-1.
Wow. Okay.
Young Son is gonna have his first good performance this season.
I appreciate that.
Okay, so you're going 3-1. I'm gonna go. I think I'm gonna go 2-1 United. For some reason, I think, like we've spoken, Spurs are gonna go for it, and I think United have enough quality to catch teams on the counter, and yeah, I think they'll have something for them. Riaz, you will decide.
I was gonna go 2-1 United.
Don't bet against your team, please.
I was gonna go 2-1 United, but as I said in the chat now, if we have injured, if we still all the players are still injured, I think we might see a couple. Maybe Ben Madison will be back. Maybe Brennan may be back. Like just a couple maybe back, but otherwise most of the team is still injured. I think there might be goals. I'm going to go for a goal third because last time we were 3-0 up and they came back to 3-2 and I was sweating. But, and we are terrible at home, which is weird. And United are good away, I think. I'm not 100% sure about that. I stand corrected. But
away from home than they have at home.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's true.
Yeah. So I think that I'll go with a 3-3 draw. How about that? Just for the Gears, a 3-3 draw, high scoring.
I think it's far-fetched, but it's actually not.
Thrill a minute.
It could easily be. Yeah, it could easily be.
Holes everywhere. Just a sad state of affairs, but at least there'll be goals.
Yeah. No, that's it. I think the key battle is gonna be in the medical room. So which doctor can actually sort out players quicker? That's 100% the case. Okay, so we had a 3-1 Spurs, we had a 2-1 United, and you saying a goal thriller 3-3. That's not bad. You're also sticking true to your form of just playing the fence, so that's good.
My favorite.
That's consistency, actually. Comfortable on the fence. It's easy. Yeah, so that wraps up episode 104. I actually took some time to go check which one it is.
Nice.
It's been a crazy ride. We got to 104. I don't know how, but it's been an amazing journey. Riaz, where can the people find you? Not your physical address, obviously, right? Social media.
Goodness. I thought you wanted me to talk.
Don't be giving out personal details.
You follow the channel at Sportycast, of course. Give us a like, comment on the video. You can follow me and I guess at Park_Riaz on Twitter. I'm gonna call it Twitter still, as usual. But follow us on there. Follow us on Sportycast as well on Twitter, on Blue Sky, I suppose, as well. But yeah, that's me.
Perfect. Junaid, talk to me. Where can the people find you?
So my name that's on the screen here. Just put the @ sign at the start and you have my Instagram. I'm part of Footy Footy, at Footy Footy. We are on TikTok. We are on YouTube. We are on Instagram. We stream every Saturday morning. We try to stream at 10. We try to live stream at 10. We probably are streaming on this Saturday. Instagram. My name is there. It was lovely to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
We should kick it like this again sometime soon, bro.
No, 100%.
Let's do a little.
Just a live, live collab.
You guys will join our podcast also sometime.
Yeah. No, but it's been an
Guys need to
absolute
come on
dream
sometime soon.
having you here and also having I
I
suppose
just see
having a little
Jayo's face smiling.
Yeah. No, okay, fair. I've been talking. Maybe for our
You
next
just
live,
cried. I can't hear
we,
you or anything.
we sort out all of these production issues, right? But yeah, maybe that's a good sign for us to end it. So I'm at Jason_Ronnie on X. You can find me on Instagram as well. I don't talk footy there, so if you like to look at pictures, I don't talk to you. X. I will try and comment a bit during the games. Obviously, I'm still nursing my wounds with all my injuries, but I will watch all of the games and I'll try and be active there. Okay, so yeah, as Riaz had mentioned, we appreciate the love, we appreciate the support at Sportycast on all the major social media platforms. We've got a few things coming up as well. So yeah, I suppose just watch the space. And we'll have a few more exciting guests coming on, a few more lives, a few more interesting faces to be joining us. So yeah, thanks and enjoy the footy. Peace.